Let's see. All righty then. Okay, I think everything is recording. I just want to be sure. Hold on 1 second. Okay, yeah. All right. So what's up, y'all? This is Sydney G at mobilemoney365.com. And we got an amazing testimonial. This is the first time in the history of the company that I've decided to interview someone. And this young lady is very impressive. You know what I'm saying? She has a BPC, which is a bill paying customer who's covering moving expenses and all kind of stuff. I'm gonna let her tell you about it. But I really just want y'all to listen to her story and let's get into this damn shit. So what's up, goddess Adina? How you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. Thank you, thank you, thank you for inviting me to talk with you and hopefully some potential phone bosses or already phone bosses looking to really get good with this thing. I really appreciate the training that you have put together. I followed everything to a T, and of course, I'm winning.
You really are winning. So I want to start off with what made you even want to do this in the first place? Like, because what made you want to think you could talk freaky on the phone? I mean, what's up with that?
Well, you know what? I've always had an acumen for just freaky, sensual, sexual talk. And then I actually saw you a few years ago. It was like during the pandemic, and I can't even remember what the name of the video, but you appeared nude. And you were just talking about how it's really messed up how they censor sexually free or sensuality and nudity, but they don't censor violence or something to that effect. And I that really spoke to me because I kind of felt the same way, and I just really loved how confident and just sexy you were, and fierce in your delivery and everything. So I started following you from there, boo. And so then I just noticed that you kept mentioning phone boss, and you kept showing like the clips of the testimonials and things. And I'm like, well, what is she doing? And then I got curious and looked. I was like, oh, so this is phone sex. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I can do it. And somebody actually tried to get me to do it before, but I said no because I thought I had to be show my face and this, that, and the other. And I work a professional job. So I was like, no. But then after a while, I ended up reaching back out to you, and you was like, well, what's the holdup? And I'm like, well, I don't know if I can really do this. And you was like, well, you could be anonymous if you like. And I was like, all right, then boom. So I signed up for the Phone Boss 101 package,
Mm-hmm.
the basic Phone Boss package. And I
Mm-hmm.
tried setting up my profile and everything, but it wasn't moving fast enough for me. So I went ahead and upgraded to that bougie boo and
Mm-hmm.
and got it cracking. And
Mm-hmm.
you made the process very, very easy. You were very responsive with all the steps, made sure that I was thorough in each and everything that I sent. And once the profile was created, that was cool. And then I went through all the training, and the training from beginning to end was riveting, full of all kinds of information, and gave me what I need to know to at least get started with a phone call. I was very nervous with my first phone call, and
Mm-hmm.
what really helped me was listing that I was new. And so I don't know, it just seemed like the community on Night Flirt was like, okay, you're new, so let's go ahead and see how a call goes. And after my first call, that's it. I was in there from there. Yes.
That sounds amazing. So you talk about the pussy over pain video. That shit, they was talking about that shit all over the world. That's definitely an impactful video. So that video came out in 2017. That's the same year as the ATO orgy. So that was a very cool year. So that's dope. That's how I didn't know until now that that's how you first found out about me. I thought you found out about me with phone sex stuff. But okay,
Mm-mm.
cool. That's dope. All right. Yes. Okay. I like all that. So okay, so I want to know what was it like for you to have the first phone call. You said you was nervous, but when you got on the phone, what was it like for you?
Yes. So it was so I drew back from your training, and where it was saying that, you don't really want to sell, you don't really want to sell the goods or give it off like right away. You want to build a, you want to kind of build a rapport and talk, talk with the person and get to know who they are and things like that. And thankfully he was down for it, because he was, he really wanted to know what I was into. I asked him what he was into, and then some other worldly shit, like where he was from, or what kind of life does he have at home or whatever. So that way I could really get into their mind and be able to create the experience that they want to come out with on the other end. Because it's really, even though some calls definitely be about me, most of the calls are really about them. And you
Right.
want to create and craft, do your best and get as much information as possible to craft the experience that they are going to have on the phone with you, so that they can be able to stay on the phone with you. So it was
Look at
very
you,
after
spoken
my
like a true phone boss. Like, maybe you need to start teaching these damn classes. Shit, I couldn't have said it better than my goddamn self. Shit.
girl. It's you. It's all you. All of your training has paid off. And with that particular customer, he made me very comfortable with being new, and we was like, okay, well, let's go. And he ended up staying on the phone with me for an hour. And just
That's
off the
some. So
strength of
your
me,
first. So your first call was an hour long.
my first call was an hour long.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is very hard to do. Like, you don't think it's hard because you've been trained, but girl, I couldn't tell you how long it took me to get an hour long call when I first started. I didn't have no help, but that's a
Hmm.
big deal. You don't think it is, but it is a
Oh,
big deal.
wow. Thank
That's
you,
that's not
girl.
it's not easy. You just think it's easy because you've been trained, but girls don't know how to do that. That is not. It's all kind of things people do wrong. You know what I'm saying, to make the
Mhm.
call shorter. So that I want, and I be talking to all of my clients. Y'all just be so uppity and bougie. Oh, it was just an hour. It was just for. I'm like, that shit is hard. You know what I'm saying? It's just not as easy as many would think. But I think that that's really dope that you accomplished that, though. I never knew your first call was an hour. See, I'm learning stuff about. I know certain things about your journey, but I never knew that your first call was an hour. That's
Yes,
amazing.
my first call was an hour. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've had many hangups. But thankfully you've prepared me for the hangups, because it could be anything. It could be you all didn't have the right chemistry, or you wasn't as deep into the fetish as as the customer would have wanted you to be, or you all aren't speaking the same language, or their wife walked in
Or
and
his wife walk in the room and catch him.
right.
You know
And
what I'm
that just
saying?
happened
Like,
this morning.
so no, I don't care like who you are. I get hung up on still. It's kind of like saying like Whitney Houston still hit wrong notes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's no way to say you're never gonna get a hang up. You are. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
But
yeah.
so in that first call, you probably, so if the call was about an hour, you probably got about $80-$90 an hour. How was that for you to listen to the payout? Like, this call was lasted 60 minutes, you 80-$90 has been added to your account after the people take their fees. That
I
shit,
was
how
just
was
like
that for you to hear that?
that. I felt so empowered, because I was just looking for something additional to do, part-time, to make some extra money whenever I wanted to, whenever I felt like it, and for me to be able to just sit on the phone and just run my mouth and talk dirty, and make that within an hour, as opposed to getting up, putting my clothes on, having to leave out, deal with traffic, and get to work and deal with motherfuckers that I don't feel like being bothered with on a daily basis. You know what I mean? It's just the trade off is wonderful to me, and I felt good.
Girl, I'm telling you, that's a game changer. Once you start, I don't care if the call was 10 minutes and you get $20 for it, or $15 for it, $17 for it. Motherfuckers do a lot for $15 in an hour. And I just got done posting this post on my page about all of the different professions that are like, they were like, you don't have to have a college degree, you can still make 25 to $40 an hour. It was like plumbing, electricians, a lot of these hard labor shit. And I was just like, phone sex operators double that. They do so much more than that. So I think that shit was dope. So I
Indeed.
want to go back to what you said. You were just looking for something part time. You weren't
Yeah.
looking for anything full time. So
No, not at all.
so and I think that's okay too. A lot of people, honestly, I get a lot of people who are just really looking for something part time. You don't have to want to be a 6 figure earner. It's not everybody ain't trying to do all that. Some people don't have the time or no desire. You just want a couple of extra thousand or whatever it is. So
Yeah, I'm good with that.
all right, so tell us about so I know right now you're not really on phone sex like that because you have other things going on, but you are still somehow getting coin from phone sex. So what's up with that? Let's tell us about that little situation.
Well, and again, I can't credit your training enough, with the whole guys of, you really want to talk to these people and figure out, what is going to get them going and everything. And for whatever reason, one day, this guy he just sent a chat message and, was like, hello, and I'm like, hey, sexy, and then do you want to play? And, I'm like, okay, well, I may have some time a little later. I wasn't even available right then to talk when he wanted to talk. But then he asked me what I had going on. And I was like, I'm at work. And he's like, okay, well, what you wearing for work? And just regular conversation. We didn't even start talking about it right
So
away.
you at work still chatting people on phone sex? I love it. I love it.
Women
Okay,
are
go ahead.
women are natural multitaskers. natural natural
Facts.
master multitaskers. So we chatted for a little while, and then he finally called me, and again we just talked about regular stuff. We wasn't even talking about sex or anything, and I could tell from the conversations that he had a need, that he had an attention need, like he really wanted somebody who was able to listen,
Mhm.
somebody who was able to provide stimulating conversation on a regular basis. So from that conversation, we didn't even do anything again, but later on that night we did. We played together, and I was able to bring him to his climax and everything. And from there, he started calling me every day.
Okay.
Started
All
calling
right.
me every day, and the calls will be about an hour, sometimes 2 hours. And again, we wouldn't even be talking about, the whole conversation wouldn't even be centered around sex. It would be centered around just life, and
Okay.
giving him bits and pieces, because you don't tell your whole identity, but in giving him bits and pieces of what I had going on, and him giving bits and pieces of what he has going on, we were able to build a very lovely rapport with one another. And as we talked every day, we ended up moving to adding video chat, through Skype, of course. But of course, through the night flare, you have to be on the phone and do the Skype thing with that. That's when you do the phone with Cam.
Oh,
So
girl, I didn't know you were doing phone with Cam. So you doing phone with Cam?
yeah, I do phone
I
with
didn't know
Cam.
that. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yes, yes, yes. So with phone with Cam, it's kind of different with me because I don't because I so the first profile that I made was an anonymous profile, but then I moved over into making my own profile, but my profile is completely faceless. So you can't see anything from here on down. That's what you see, but anything up here, it's either blurred or whatever. And
Okay.
that's actually how I attracted him, through me, through my thing. And
Mhm.
so with the cam is the same way, where it's obscured and everything. And then we play like that. And we just been talking every day. And then all of a sudden one day, I was going through something with my vehicle. I didn't really want to talk about it, but he could tell that something was off with it. And and then he was like, well, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, I'm not really sure. And then eventually he was like, well, let's figure it out. And we tried to figure it out. We talked about figuring it out. and he ended up helping me with my vehicle upwards to maybe $1,000. So that was
Yes,
my first one there.
I
That was
love
my
it. I
first
love it
big
when they
deposit.
start problem solving and shit together, trying to work, trying to come. So okay, was this your first experience having a customer do something like that for you?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
How did you feel about that, girl? Like, how did you feel when you like, girl?
I could not believe it. I couldn't. I got really excited, and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe that this is what's happening. And so we just kept it going, and I didn't get overly excited about it. I was actually quite very appreciative of it. He could tell I was very genuine in my appreciation for his support and everything like that. And he was like, if you were in that position, would you do it for me? And I was like, I absolutely would. I absolutely would. And so it's just been on like that since then. He's helped me with plane tickets. He's helped me with just general day to day. Hey, do you have money in your account? And I'll be like, I'm a little short or whatever. And sometimes I could be short, sometimes I could be a little mid, but he'll still send me, say, hey, check it, and there'll be money in there. So
Yes, I love it. I love it. So, oh my God, I love that. That okay. So that is what I really want people to experience. Everybody knows my story. I hit six figures from one customer. That's how I hit six figures. I had one customer. I talk about that in the training. I had one customer who ended up sending me about $10,000 a month, and I was like that for about a year. Like that. That's how it happened. So we appreciate all the money. We
yeah,
appreciate the 10-minute calls, the 2-hour calls. Everybody not going to be a BPC, which is a bill paying customer, and that's fine. But oh, I want people to have that in their heads because it really takes one customer to change your life. Really, it takes one.
indeed. As in your
It takes
manifestation video, it only
absolutely. Yeah,
takes one customer, one, two, three, four,
it only
five,
takes
only
one.
takes one customer to send you a few grand. That's what you said
Absolutely,
in
it takes one. Now we want more than one of those, but I'm just saying, still to help for people to, because sometimes we feel like we got to get a whole bunch of calls, not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get a whole bunch of calls now last a minute, whoop de doo. You know what I'm saying? But if you can get, but sometimes if we just relax and realize it's a caller, it's callers out here that want to talk to me, that want to give me money. Now, speaking of that, was it your intention to turn him into a BPC, or were you just being? Did you kind of, or were you just being genuine with the car thing, just casually telling him, or was it somewhere in your mind to get him to send you some money? How were you
No,
playing that?
I mean, well, I didn't even really plan that because again, remember, we had been talking every day. So I was actually good with the 1 hour phone calls because I thought that at that time, that's how good I thought it was going to get. But then when that happened, I was like, oh, this is what she's been talking about. And uh I can say I did manifest and try to set intentions for the site and everything so that way I could draw those people to me, but I didn't know that it was going to come to me in this way. For example, the other customer I had right before this one, remember the blackmail customer who was
Mhm.
saying pick a number.
Yes,
Remember him?
I forgot you sent me that screenshot, girl.
Girl,
Yes, okay, get into it. Get into it. Okay,
a
yes.
girl. So this one it hit me up and was like, "Hey, have you ever been blackmailed? Have you ever blackmailed a white man?" I'm like, no, but I'm down. What's up?" And he's like, I really get off on that. And I'm like, okay, well, it sounds like, and from your training, you have to, basically get them to trust you with intimate and personal details and give
Mm-hmm.
the guide that you might leak it out if you don't do what I say. And
Yep.
so and so I was like, that's going to require a lot of trust. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to go down that road? And he said, I've looked at your profile. I looked at, I really feel like I can trust you with my information. I was like, okay, let's go. like, what's your name first? They told me their name. I'm like, okay, I'm notating that in my file. And, where you live at, are you married? Do you have kids? Where they go to school at? This, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And he had no issue listing all of that down. And he actually ended up being a person who liked to cross dress into his wife's clothes and send me
Mm-hmm.
pictures of those to hold and everything. And all while he was sending me that information, I'm making a lengthy file of everything that he shares with me. And he asks every now and then, can I see the file? And then when I send him the file, then he'll send me a tip of $100. Or he sent me $200 before. Sometimes he'll, be driving out, and he'll have on the phone driving or whatever, and he was like, please tell me to pull over. Tell me to pull over. I'm like, pull over and do what? He was like, I saw that picture, and I need to, I'm like, oh, okay, well, pull over, baby. And and so after that, then he sent another tip of $100, or then it would be like drip marketing, where you send just a picture of you pull your shirt down and show your cleavage. And he was like, can I please see some more? I'm like, well, how bad you want to see it? And he like, real bad. I'm like, I don't think you want to see it bad enough. And then a tip of maybe $50 or $60 will come through, and then I'll show a little bit more. And you like, please, can I see some more? I'm like, I need some more motivation to see more, or I'm gonna leak this out. And then he'll send another tip of some, and then come through that. I end up with $400 in that chat, and just in the chat, $400.
Mm.
And and then
Didn't even get on the
that was
phone,
cool.
girl. You
But
over
I
there just
think
texting. So you trying to tell me that you were just
I
texting
was texting.
and got $400? And
Yes, yes,
girl,
and tips. I miss him. I miss him. He disappeared. He disappeared and ghosted. I never heard from him again. But that happens. I'm cool with that.
that
But that was a
happens.
thrilling experience in and of itself as well. I was cool with that.
It be like
Yes,
that sometimes.
ma'am.
It be like that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. It's nothing to take personal. I mean, it just is what it is. It's always another
Yep.
one. That's the thing. You have to learn. This really teaches you abundance. Don't trip off him. It's gonna be another one, and he may even come back around. But you know what I'm saying. So, oh my God, I love that. This is just giving me so much life. I'm gonna get back on it, but I always get back on phone sex during this time of the year though. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
I have some BPCs, but I always get back on around holidays. So I'm gonna be back
Oh
on this bitch.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you over here motivating me because
Oh
I'm an
yeah.
old ran through loose pussy phone sex hoe, which means I done been ran through. I can't do it like I used to. You know, that's why I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not gatekeeping shit no more. That's why I don't gatekeep nothing because it's like I
You did it
couldn't be
all.
full time again if I tried. I like phone sex was my life for several years. Like I can't really do it no more, but I can teach y'all, and I think it's great that y'all are doing this. So, any other exciting experiences that you want to share?
Hmm. Well, going back to the BPC, I'm getting ready to move into my place, and he's offered to pay bills for that.
Mm,
Help me to move, grab things from my place. He has really been a generous and genuine soul in my life. And because I'm that for him, it just makes him want to do as much for me as he would like to do. And that's the most exciting thing about that. And then also knowing that I had to do was just be myself. I didn't have to be a brat. I didn't have to be super like a mean girl, because some guys like that kind of stuff.
right,
I didn't have
right.
to I didn't have to I didn't have to be over the top with anything. All I had to do was just be myself, and he latched right on to that. And he builds confidence in me to a very decent level. We have a very good rapport and relationship, and I hope it continues for as long as it can. And if it never does, or if it ends abruptly, I can always, like you said, I can always build again, And I actually started back yesterday with the call, ended up with another hour call yesterday. I don't know what it is about. It's just, it's just really talking, getting to the core of the person and just talking with them and really figuring out what it is that they want. And
Yep.
those who have the time and the patience to want to, discuss those things, that's how you're going to get that's one key way to get those type of customers, people who can tell that you're, semi invested or attentive to what's going on with them and really want them to come out with a dope experience when they call, because they're spending their money to call us. They should have a nice experience all the time. Now there are guys who call and shoot straight from the hip and be ready for me to just pull everything out, show my titties and this, that, and the other. And those calls tend to go very quickly, because once they make once they make their reach their peak and everything, they hang up like right away. So sometimes it only lasts about 5 minutes, maybe 10, and maybe 20 to me. But the ones what excites me the most is just talking and being that listening ear and giving conversation, well-rounded conversation to those particular types of individuals who want it.
You sound just like me. I really like you're like going in my footsteps, because like I told this in training, that customer, the one I just got done telling you about, he ended up paying. I was living in Baton Rouge when I met him. He ended up paying for the whole move and paying up my bills for like 3 months and shit like that, going and living into Atlanta, bought the furniture, bought the mattresses, bought everything. That was a wonderful time in life. That was wonderful. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that motherfucker that was crazy. It was a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? He was crazy. That nigga's still around. He found out that I'm really me. He know what my name is, Sydney Green. He's still around. That shit crazy as hell. He found me out. Anyway, but so what what so do you do mainly phone, or which one is more popping for you? Mainly the phone, or doing the cam thing, or is it
Mainly
50
the
50?
phone. The phone mainly is what's popular to me. Actually, after I did there was one other guy that I did cam with, and and this is something that the ladies can really get with, where you could have your camera off, where they have
Of
their
course.
camera on,
They, yep,
and they just
looking
want
at
you to
that.
be there watching them do whatever it is that they do on there.
Mhm.
And I'll leave that to y'all imagination with that. But you can be
Yeah,
completely
I got a
off.
lot of money like that. You don't have to show yourself. You can do one way
You
cams
don't.
and still charge them more, because they're obviously getting a little bit heightened experience. So yeah, that's a fact.
Indeed.
Um, so the
That
last thing I want
voyeurism.
to go ahead.
Y'all saying that voyeurism, that it's something that they get off from knowing that they're being watched.
Yep,
That does it for them.
I love
Mm-hmm.
that. You would just give me so much life right now. It's some, I love you getting them damn big. I love every time I check on you. You got a new goddamn story. You know what I'm saying? I be just like, what the hell she got going on? And your ass got some new shit, new screenshots. I be like, yes, yes. And you got this package a while. It's been over a year now, right? It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been about a year. It's been about a year. And with my BPC, our relationship, rapport started in April. And we still going strong. Like, ain't nothing, that nothing has wavered. If anything, our connection has grown. And if nothing else, we're really great friends, and I provide an experience for him that he enjoys, which is the girlfriend experience.
Yep.
Okay, so it's like, he'll get pictures every now and then, like throughout the day, be at work, or could be out with the wife or something like that, and then just all of a sudden you just get a, and
I'm so
just
proud of
little
you.
pictures distract, just to let them know that I am that one, and they love it. They love it, and they gush all over it, and like, man, thank you for that. I was having a really bad day until I saw this, and things like that, and it keeps it flowing.
Yeah, I'm just so proud of you, man. I don't even know what to say. I'm just so proud of you. So the last thing I want to touch on is
Yes.
how a lot of people don't understand that this really is a holistic company. We definitely get into manifestation and really using your mind to do it. So you mentioned a couple of times that using some of the videos, the money manifestation video, and has really helped you to get through. So I want you to touch on that, because a lot of people think it's just all about the skills. Actually, it's all up here, really. Like, you know what I'm saying, on how you get it. How we talk
Mm-mm.
about that.
No, and and before I came across your training and manifestation video, I was kind of already in tune with how, if you set your intention around something, you have a better chance of drawing what you want to you, you know, and it's like, it's kind of like, if you're for everything, then you end up with nothing. So if you're just out here with the guys of, I'm gonna take whatever comes to me, then whatever, sometimes it's more of whatever than something specific that you really want, and you end up attracting just, maybe lackluster experiences or situations and things like that. But when you set your intention to something very specific, which are items that are in your money manifestation videos, both of them, the 10-minute and the one that's over 30 minutes or so. When you set your intentions around that, then you really stand a chance of drawing that to you. And it's almost the same as if you could look at an expressway, and you'll see all the cars or whatever, but then as soon as you say, I want to see a yellow car, then all the yellow cars are going to jump out at you
Yep.
immediately. And it's kind of
Mhm.
like that with the money manifestation video, and also with setting your intention, period, with life. You have to build what you want to see, and then that's all you're going to start seeing.
You are an example. I love how you ain't even on the site like that and still getting the benefits. Like, I love everything about about your particular situation. So I definitely. So one last the thing I want to leave the people with: if you have, if this is a person out there watching this who has been hesitant about getting started, not sure if it's going to work for them, that person that's on the fence or maybe even completely skeptical, what would you say to them about, going on ahead and becoming a phone boss? Like, if you, what would you say?
I would say, if I were really them, I would say to skip that basic phone package and go for bougie and above, for one, because it takes a lot of anxiety off of you when you have someone who knows the game, who knows what they're doing, and knows how to do your setups and everything, so that way your mind is more free to focus on the training. Okay, that's number one. And two, you need the training overall. It's one thing to just talk freaky on the phone or what have you, but it's a whole nother to know firsthand what kind of callers you're going to receive and how to handle each and every caller. Have an intro view on the most prominent fetishes. There's more than the ones that you mentioned, but the ones that the main ones you listed, and have intro, so that you can be able to at least be able to carry the conversation. And then two, knowing how to finesse your phone calls. All of those things are key, and you teach those things. And I think that anyone who's on the fence should definitely talk with you, and work out what hangups that they have, because you helped me with my hangup of being anonymous, and you see me, and work on their hangups, and really, you're not out to just get people to do this or what have you. You're really empowering people to make money in a very awesome way and very safe way, might I add, because there's people who are, escorts, or some other type to that level. And this is the safest thing smoking, where you could talk freaky, and send whatever you want to send, pictures or whatever like that, and you don't even have to worry about them. You don't have to worry about seeing them ever again if you don't want to. I really think that that's dope.
Okay, I definitely agree. So what do you think about the, because there's people out there who are just don't know if it's gonna work for them, and all of this shit. So I love everything that you just said. You know what I'm saying? I think it's all facts. So I don't know. You heard it from there. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are scared. So what would you say to the person that's battling their own self doubt, their own fear? Did you have any of that before you got in there, or was it just only the anonymous thing? Was it any kind of like internal stuff with you outside of just worried about not being anonymous?
Yeah, I was really worried about how to be able to carry the conversation, or how to be able to make those minutes turn into the same testimonial clips that you show quite a bit. And I can understand how somebody who doesn't do that, like, man, I'm new and I'm nervous. How am I going to make that amount and this, that, and the other? But they have to really give themselves, and I had to give myself a whole lot of grace. Like, if you really want to make this money, you have to get over yourself, sweetie, for real. Like, you have to get over yourself, and you have to get that first phone call out the way. Once you get that first phone call out the way, that's it.
Do you know what's
It's all
funny?
about there.
I'm gonna tell you something really interesting. I've sold so many packages. It's, I would say, a good 60% ain't never picked up the phone and taken a call because they scared. That's correct. That's and I'm like, so what's your profile is finished? Why you ain't done nothing? I'm nervous. I'm like, okay, I
Mm-mm.
understand, but I get it. Trying something new, you're gonna be nervous. Okay, I'm not trying to act like I don't get it, but at the same time, I be telling people to use that nervousness. Like, whenever they get on the phone, say, "This is, I'm new to this. I'm nervous." Say, you can say that.
Absolutely. You can say that, and that industry is so forgiving, because that your whatever you said on your profile or your listing is what drew them to call you. So they want to talk to you. So if you tell them that you're nervous or you're new or what have you, they are very they're more understanding than you think that they would be. Like I told you, my first call was an hour, and the first thing I said when I came out was that I was new. And also on your profile listing as well, you can list new on there, so they know that you're new already when they call. So you can that veil of nervousness you have can already be released, because they know in the door that you're new to this. And so whatever comes after that is good. And then make sure that you ask for them to give feedback, because if they're really because there's been people who've been on that site for a very long time, so they're
Mhm.
always looking for new girls to talk to and what have you, and they're very understanding. There's a guy, one guy I ended up on a 2-hour call with, and he called me yesterday, and he was saying, man, I haven't seen you for a while. I try to talk to other girls and things like that, but I really enjoy our role play. So I like when I see you online, so it's like, and this is a totally different guy.
I
He's
love
not
it.
even a BPC, but he's a lengthy call. He likes to talk. And when he gets into his mode about whatever he wants to talk about, I could just be sitting on the phone, and he's doing all the talking. I'm like, yep, that's right. Sure is. And just by giving that response or what have you, it's cool. I really do want to encourage women and men to go ahead and get over it and take that first phone call, because once you have it, you are in there, and you never know, your first call could end up being one of your favorite calls.
I think that you were amazing. Girl, I'm trying to figure out a way to put you on the team. Let me just have you. You need you on a mobile money team or something, because you like, you know what I'm saying, because like I really think that you're dope. So I really do want to say I really appreciate you for taking the time out to talk to me about this. Y'all don't know, we've been talking about doing this for about a year.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because I was doing that good in the door.
Right. Oh my God. Right.
In the door.
And it's the instant gratification. What I love about phone sex is you can. I don't even know what the bougie was whenever you got it, $500, $600, something like that. I don't know. But for you
Hmm.
to be able to take that and have and get like that instant gratification, like the first day out the gate, you're already starting to see a return on your investment, and you can start, that process, and it just keeps giving and giving and giving. I think it's obviously safe to say that you've definitely recouped your investment back for whatever you paid for the phone,
Indeed. Oh,
and
several times
so
over.
yeah. So and guess what? It's always going to be there for you. That's what I love about it. Like 10 years from now, it's always going to be there for you. You could take a break, for you could decide, all right, I'm tired of fucking with this for the net, and come back 3 years later, and you will be able to create another profile or get back into your old ones, and you will have that. So that's why I be trying to let people know that this is not just, this is something you have forever. So it's really hard to put an amount on it. Really, you can't really put an amount on something like this. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, I have to for business reasons. But I think you're amazing. I think you're brilliant, and I think I got an idea actually, for something I want to bring you on board and help to do, and see if you're interested in it. We'll
Yay.
talk about it later. But I thank you. I thank you so much for taking the time out. I think you're amazing. Keep me posted on that. One word of advice I will tell you. But this you already know this because you already said it. One thing, keep going back online. Your BPC, he's gonna be there. That's great. But at the same time, all get back online, get you another one. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because girl, I didn't know what to do in my life when I had got just so comfortable with my BPC girl that I wouldn't even. So I was like, ah, shit, I got to get back into the headspace of logging on every day because I didn't have
Yes.
to log on no more. Like he
He
was just,
yes,
you
that's
know,
that's what happened, and that's what happened to me, Sydney. He had me so well cared for, you know what I'm saying? And talking with him and everything like that, it was just like, the I was like, okay, well, I don't need to do that because I'm good with this over here. But then, when you start thinking about, more and wanting more and being able to, okay, I got this over here, but I could set up another avenue or what have you. You are absolutely correct. And that's what made me get back on the phone yesterday. I'm like, let me get back on this phone and see what's what. And and really sit with it. So I'm going to start setting like a schedule to where I know the days and times that I'll be online, because actually this morning I talked to somebody for an hour this morning, and he asked for my direct 1-800 number extension. He said, I want to be able to call you directly, like the 866 number, and then there's an extension that comes with it, because he found me through the phone. And
yeah,
that's another thing too. Like, one tip I would say is to make sure that women are, adding their recorded greeting
you
on
have
their
to.
on their
You have to do
listings,
that. You have to.
because yes, because some of those guys aren't online on the online system, and some of them are calling directly through the 866 number and getting you through that. And this man I got this morning, who who's getting ready to be my sub, he um
Yeah.
he found me through the 1-800 number because his online account isn't working.
So that's what I'm talking about. So I think you should keep doing that. I have a challenge for you. Get another BPC, which I think you already have, and get two niggas
Hmm.
paying and get two paying your bills. Get two,
Yep.
and when we say bills, not necessarily bills, because I had one. It's just a couple different types of BPCs. BPC is really just a customer that sends you lump sums. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yes,
consistently sends you lump sums directly.
indeed.
But but I had this one customer, the customer that made me into six figures. If I would say, oh, I want to do something, I want a spa date, send me some money, he would never do it. But if I'm crying and miserable, he was a super saver hoe. Me being in struggle, is what got him sending money. But I had this other customer who, if you mention struggle, okay, we'll figure it out. If you say, ooh, Neiman Marcus has this skirt I want. Okay, how much is it going to cost me? So you have different kinds. Get another
Okay.
one. I need you. I
Okay.
need you to lock in another one. That's my challenge for you. Before the year is
Okay.
up, I need you to have two
Okay.
simultaneous ones, and because that's what I want. I want you to have two. That's my challenge
Yes,
for you. And let me
ma'am.
know when you do.
Yes, ma'am. And that's why I got, and that's another reason why I got back on here, because I remember when I signed up with you before, and you were really trying to get us in before holiday time, because that's around holiday time. That's when the real, like, so I'm really excited this time, because now I'm experienced and seasoned and everything, and now I'm really finna finesse now.
Because look, they want somebody to send gifts to. A
Girl.
lot of these men are lonely. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of
Mhm.
these men are lonely, and they don't have
Mhm.
anyone to be with, and so it's a unique customer. Obviously, you're gonna have many customers who are not gonna be online, but the ones who are online are particularly vulnerable and particularly generous. And so that's what I'm saying. So
Yes.
yes, I think you're amazing. I'm always going to be here for you. You can, me and you cool. So if you have any quick questions for me, you can always hit my DM. You know what I'm saying? If you have any
Okay.
quick questions or quick hangups, I got you on
Mhm.
that. But I want to thank you so much, Goddess Adina. You are the shit. Please continue to do this. I would just want to thank you for having faith in me. Thank you for
Yes.
investing into mobile money. I appreciate that. Thank you for talking to me. I think you're brilliant, and I'm just so happy for you. I just want you to continue to grow and shit like that. And one last question: what was your goal? What was your financial goal when you started? Like, did you just want to make a couple of thousand? Did you just want to make 1,000? What did you want?
My goal, so I had a trip planned, and it was all of 6K. And I said, I know I can come up with half of it. I just need the rest. And which was 3K. And that first month I made 1,000 my first month, and then that second month I made 2,000, and I made my goal. So that my initial goal for even getting started was to help me pay for this trip to Dubai and all of that, and I made that. I made it.
That's I know this thing is like going on, but it's just I just love these conversations because it doesn't have to be these grand goals of 80,000, but like you
Yeah.
set out to get what you wanted to get. You wanted to, and I just want to let you know that like that's nice income. Like for you to just be new with something here, $1,000 out the gate, it's not small. It's not a small thing to me. I think that's really amazing. And to get the 3 grand, I mean, girl, that's people people don't be having no money. Like people are really struggling. You know what I'm saying? So for you to make 2,000 on the side, chilling at home in
Yes.
your drawers, whatever you're doing, man, you
Yes.
can't beat that. Like and whatever. A lot of people, I've talked to people who had goals to use this money to start other businesses. Like you don't have to want to be a career phone sex operator. You really don't.
Hmm.
Figure out what you want it for and make it work for you. So I think that's brilliant.
Indeed.
So
Yes. This fun,
so
this is
yeah.
my fun, this is my fun money. Like this funds my fun. Like, if I want to take myself somewhere and do something nice for myself, if I want a nice pair of shoes or something like that, I try my best not to dip into my mainstream income, and just work on my hustle. And once I've earned enough from my hustle, then I've earned I've earned my fun. Just being smart with budgeting and making sure that you can fund the lifestyle that you want. And this is definitely a vehicle for that. So you've thanked me, but I really, really, really want to thank you. I want to thank you for helping me get over my hump of not really wanting to be on the phone like that, for actually making the hurdle to being on the phone and an empowering thing. Like I can be anonymous and do this. I can be faceless and do this, and still yield the results that that anyone else would. And I want to thank you for that, for the very thorough training and every piece that you put together as far as the bougie goes, with the model selection and the bio. Like from the bio alone, I was able to model after. I was able, when you created my anonymous profile, I was able to model after what was being said in that profile for me to be able to empower myself to make other profiles just as good as that. You know, once you learn how what sells, you just duplicate, you just duplicate it for yourself and make it work for you. That I appreciate. And then the support that I've gotten from you over time has been phenomenal. And I just really, you're just a really dope girl. So you're like the me I wanted to be if I was just a lot more free to be that. So I appreciate you as well, for being in my life in this capacity. And I can't say anything less.
Oh, well, the feeling is mutual, sweetie. I'm gonna let you go ahead. I feel so warm and fuzzy. I don't know. We go. I've been really in my
Yeah.
appreciation, girl. I've been waking up. I've been really in my appreciative spirit, so I could go on and on all day. But I
Yes,
just want to
girl.
thank you
Yes.
again, and I'm gonna DM you about something I may have in mind. I don't know if you had the time for it, but I'm gonna see. I'm gonna DM you after this. But I love you so much. Thank you for this. And you guys, if you're thinking about doing it, stop thinking, go ahead and get one of the damn packages. She said bougie and above, and I actually agree. So go ahead and do that shit and get started and change your life. All right, so go to mobilemoney365.com, get them coins. For now, we're gonna peace out. I love you, girl. Talk to you soon. Okay,
Love you too, babe. Bye bye.
bye.